Hello friends, welcome to the Angular tutorial. In this tutorial, we will learn about the Angular forms, the latest Angular, that is Angular 6. In Angular, there are two types of forms. There are two approaches for the forms. First approach is template driven forms approach. Second one is reactive forms approach. Today we will learn about the template driven forms approach. How to handle the forms in Angular is very important, because we cannot imagine a single page application without a form, or in every application we need to handle the forms. So there are mainly two types of handling the forms. First one is template driven. In this approach, most of the work is done on HTML. That is, the validation logic is written on the HTML tags or in the template. Second one is reactive forms. In the reactive forms, the validation logics are written, or you can say the forms validations or the forms are handled from the controller or the component in the Angular 6. So in the Angular 6, we have components and we write the forms validation, most of the logic of the form validations in the component of Angular 6. So this is the second approach. Today we learn about template driven approach. Later on in the next lecture we will learn about the reactive forms approach. So let us start. So I think you must have started your Angular application using the ng-serve, and you can create the components. So I have created recently one component before starting the lecture, named is my registration component. You can use this shortcut command prompt command to generate automatically your components for you. So ng generate component, your component name. So I have created one here, and to save the time we have written our forms code, HTML code. I have written only HTML code. We will discuss about the how to handle the forms using the Angular here. So this is the HTML form. Here we have taken one form. Name of the form is myReg. Here we have one input control. We have used bootstrap for decoration, class, form group, so that it looks better. Second input, third input. We are taking only 3 inputs. We need to learn the basics, then we can move ahead. So let us start. So this is the form. Our Angular application is already running on 4200 here. So my registration form is here. We have 3 inputs. Now go to our here HTML template. So to start the handling the forms using the template driven, first step is to register the form with the Angular 6. To register our form with Angular 6 using the template driven approach, we need to write here, we give the reference to Angular. So give the reference name using the h. You can give any name. I am giving my form is equal to ng form. So by writing ng form, we are registering this whole form with the Angular, and we have a reference of this form, my form here. Now we need to look after this input. Here we have written required at the end, or you can write anywhere, but when you write required, this input field become required. You cannot leave this input field blank. So now this input field has become required, so you need to apply the validations. When it is required, what to do, how Angular will recognize this input field. So for that we need to register this input also, or bind this input to Angular. So to bind this input, we have one Angular directive, that is ng model here. So we write like this, a small bracket, inside a small bracket we have ng model written, and in the at outside we have big bracket is equal to binding names. Here we need to provide the binding names. So we will provide name, binding name is equal to name, and we also need to give a reference. The third point is here that we need to give reference to this input for the validation. So give hatch, give reference name, my name you can give is equal to ng model. That's the logic here. You cannot say the logic, but this is the process of making this input to be recognized by the Angular. So here the same way we can do for all the forms input. Control C, Control V, change here to email. My email. Notice here one thing, that this name and this reference name should be different, otherwise you will get error. Now copy paste same thing here. This is contact, you give my contact. Now we have registered each input field. Remove this space. Now see, our form is ready with Angular validation. So now go to the form, click here, nothing is happening because we have not given any message. Now here, if the field is invalid, you will give a Angular message here. Here in the paragraph, name is required. Here for decoration, give class, bootstrap class, text danger, so it will show in danger color. Here doing wrong, it will give the error. Name is required. So how this message will be shown to Angular? To show this message to Angular, we need to write some code here. And if that means if this condition turns true, if this input is invalid, the error will be shown, name is required. So here we should write using the reference. Here we have reference my name, write my name dot invalid. If it is invalid, show the error. Now go to here, see my form is blank. Since this field is required and we have not written anything, it is showing name is required. When you start writing here, when Angular finds something in the input field, it will remove the error. See here, error is gone. Now see, error comes again. So it was showing by default name is required. We want the Angular to show the error only when this field is touched. So we will write one more condition. You can write at the beginning. my name dot touched and my name is invalid, my name dot invalid. If it is touched, it is invalid, then show the message, otherwise not. Now copy the same validation at other places. Here we need to change the name. Control V. Now here this email is required. Now here for the contact, change the contact name, reference name. Control V. Now go to forms. So here we have no error. Touch the form. Oh, name is required, email is required, contact is required. Fill the some name, fill some email at @gmail.com. No, error gone. Fill contact number, error gone. So in this way, using the template driven approach, we can validate our Angular forms. Now suppose you want to get the data from form here. So this is submit button. So when we want to get this whole form data into our component here and utilize that data for our requirement, we need to write here one more functionality, that is ng submit. And the ng submit is not showing, no problem. Write ng submit is equal to call some method get data this way, and pass the reference of the form. This is the reference of the form. Control V. Now define this method in our component. Console.log or simply write data. Now go to our browser, open the console. Here is our console. Fill the form, register. Now we have got our controls, we have got our data. So data we are getting in the form of ng form, because our form is registered with the ng form directive, ng form module you can say. So here we can see our values here, form ng submit value. See the value here, whole value is coming here. Now to print this value, right here data value. Oh, our message is wrong here. Okay, now we got the data, name, email, contact number, email and name. Here our message was wrong, didn't change the message. Email is required, here contact is required. So friends, once again revisit the process of handling the form. First of all, you need to register your form with the Angular using the ng form here, and give the reference of the form, hatch my form, you can choose any name, hatch my form name, reference name is equal to ng form. First step. Second step is to register the input fields with the Angular using the ng model binding. Ng model, here name of the binding, here give the reference of the input is equal to ng model. Now here again same process will be repeated for each and every field. Now to submit the form, we have a ng submit event here from the Angular 6. So whenever this button is clicked or submitted, this method will be called get form. We have passed the reference here, reference form from here, and we have received the data here, data dot value. So this is the basic of handling the Angular form using the template driven approach. In the next lecture, we will learn about the Angular validation of validating the forms using the reactive forms approach. Till then, bye bye, see you. If you like my video, subscribe my channel and keep practicing Angular. You will learn definitely. Thanks a lot.